All right, good morning and welcome to another edition of the Carton Show. Great to have you here. That's my main man right there, Mr. Cody Decker. And, of course, Super Bowl champion and now culinary expert to the stars, Mr. Plaxico Burris. Good morning, Plax. Great to have you back. Hey, look at your clocks. Look at your watches right now. 48 is a magical number. We are 48 hours away from the return of NFL football. Your beloved Jets and the Cleveland Browns Thursday night. What? No. In the Hall of Fame game. A lot of that coming up a little bit later on in the show. But as we always do on Tuesdays, let's start you off with a little something we call headlines. There you go. The Dallas Cowboys are in trouble. The season already a wrap.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, Cody and Plax. Well, because C.D. Lamb spoke yesterday, and he talked about how important Dak Prescott is to the team. So listen to this real quick from C.D. Lamb. Go ahead, boys. C.D. Lamb, of course, the talented wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, it's easy to say, well, for every team, what the quarterback does is instrumental in this season, but C.D. Lamb went further than that. Listen to what he had to say.
He's a great teammate. He's very aggressive, and the way he wants to win. I mean, that's everybody, and he's looking for the deep ball now. And man, as you see today, is up there. So if you're not going to back up, this is a warning to everybody. If you're not going to back up, good luck.
Yeah, well, he went on to say, I don't know why we didn't play it. It bothers me that we didn't play what I thought we were going to play. All the success of the Cowboys is now in the hands of Dak Prescott. So let's rewind the tape to yesterday's practice. His first throw from scrimmage yesterday, another interception.
His first throw from
That's
scrimmage?
right. Watch this right here.
Hold on.
Great man-to-man coverage. Safety comes over. I'll just throw the ball to the safety.
Hey, I got to say, that's not a great decision. let's just say that, and Dak Prescott has already came out and said he will not throw more than 10 interceptions. Right
Yeah, he's already thrown
and
3.
That's already one on the first pass from scrimmage.
Yeah.
And doesn't C.D. Lamb sound like Chad Johnson?
A little bit, yes. Yeah, a little bit.
So, and then C.D. goes on to say, listen, if you're not going to back up, good luck. Well, Dak has to be able to throw the football downfield, past the corner, over the top of the corner's head, past the safety, if they want to have an explosive passing game. And if he's throwing balls to the safety 5 yards underthrown,
you solve a problem. And remember the criticism last year of Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator who's now with Justin Herbert in L.A., was that he wanted to throw the ball deep all the time. C.D. Lamb just said, guess what we're going to do? We're going to throw the ball deep all the time.
He's looking for the deep ball now.
Finally.
I mean, come on. Dak's been in the league for how long now? 6-7 years?
He's been in the league long enough to throw a better pass than that.
I would hope. I would like to think so.
Can we show that interception again? Is that possible? Just for all you Dallas Cowboy fans out there, this is like me throwing a pass. First off, he's got great coverage. Secondly, he's 5 yards shy, and the safety's already coming over.
He's forcing the football in a situation to where his Brandon Cooks is already covered. And then on top of that, the safety is making the interception 5 yards underneath the wide receiver.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to start to see the training camp off, the first practice.
Yeah.
First pass.
Maybe Jerry Jones should consider a new quarterback. I don't know. Go ahead, Cody.
Are we positive that wasn't a punt and a free catch right there? It really kind of looked like it might have been.
I saw it come out of his arm. That was definitely
a throw, not a kick, but it's a very good question. We could have studied that. All right, headline number 2. My main man, Aaron Rodgers, was asked again about, my man, why would you give $35 million back to the New York Jets, a team you never played for? And you got to love what Aaron Rodgers said about why he made the decision to cough up $35 million. I thought it was important. They, meaning the Jets, knew how committed I was. In my conversations with Joe Douglas, the GM, he made it very clear the vision for the team. I wanted to make sure that if somebody, Dalvin Cook, valuable became available, Dalvin Cook, that we'd be able to go get him, Dalvin Cook. That's what he's talking about. He even went on another interview later in the day and said, look, you saw who was here a couple days ago. Matter of fact, here's Aaron Rodgers talking about exactly that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting paid a lot of money. I feel great about it. Also, the team is going to be able to do some things.
What kind of things?
Win.
Win, 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 win. And go get Dalvin Cook, who, by the way, is now back in Florida. Do not read much into that.
No.
He's from Florida. He merely went home. He didn't go to the Dolphins facility. The man just went home, Plaxico.
Even though I went to Michigan State, I do know addition and subtraction.
Yes.
This man gave up $35 million back so he could acquire Dalvin Cook. But he gave up $35 million, but Dalvin Cook only wants $5 million.
Yeah.
So who is the other $30 million going towards?
Well, it's over the course of a couple of years he gave that money back also. It means guys this year and guys next year.
$35 million is a lot of money to give away for any player in any sport. And I'm just not so sure that if they acquire Dalvin Cook, that they are still a Super Bowl team. But
Is that right?
But I will say this, it makes them a lot better. And moving forward, $35 million you just give away to say that you want to make the team better?
He's still going to make, almost $80 million over the next 2 years, and he's made $280 million in his career.
Right.
Right?
It's still $35 million more.
It's still $35 million. I will say this right now, the New York Jets are about $16 million under the cap. Dalvin Cook is going to be a Jet. Don't you worry, Jet fans.
Why is he already on the roster is what I want to know.
Because
if he came in there Friday.
Right.
And Aaron Rodgers has already obviously had this talk with Dalvin.
Matter of fact,
Dalvin
he
Cook
called
to join
Dalvin
the
and
team,
said,
which
come
is
join
tampering,
us.
by the way. Why isn't he already signed on the roster if Aaron Rodgers has already taken the step to add better players to the team?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a very good question, Plax. There's an answer for it.
Something's not right.
Okay.
Because there's lawyers and
Something's not
agents
right.
and they gotta talk
Wait,
and all that
wait.
stuff. Look, here's what happened. Aaron Rodgers called Dalvin Cook up and said, yo, you're a free agent now. Come play with me in New York. We'll win a Super Bowl together. But then you got the suits involved. And when the suits get involved, it takes a couple days.
But listen, it wasn't that hard for him to get Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb out of Green Bay when he made the call.
Seconds.
Why is it taking him so hard to get Dalvin Cook?
I can't answer that question, but I want to show
So
you.
there are questions about the New York Jets that you can't answer.
I'm going to tell you right now.
that.
I'm going to show you something right now. Watch this, Plax. You see this right here?
Oh, man.
Steady.
Yeah.
You see how steady that ball is?
It is shaking
that
a little
ball
bit.
ain't shaking at all.
Okay.
I am not worried one bit about Dalvin Cook. Let's go deep. There you go. I'm not worried one bit about Dalvin Cook going anywhere else but the New York Jets. And with Dalvin Cook, the New York Jets have the best offense in the AFC East and second in the AFC only to Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City, which brings us to headline number 3. Patrick Mahomes acknowledging that he is chasing the great Tom Brady, both in Super Bowl rings and also learned a lesson from Tom Brady about how to structure a contract so that the Kansas City Chiefs, should they decide to ever go after a top-level free agent, can go get him. Ultimate goal, 7, right? Hard to see 7. But I've always said what motivates me is not having regrets when I leave my career. If I blah, 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 the amount blah, 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 blah. Here's a stark reality for everybody in Kansas City. He is the best football player in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Today, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. He will not win 8 Super Bowls and surpass Tom Brady. It's not even on the table.
It's on the table. It's going to be tough, obviously. He's already been to 3. He's lost 1. He's 2-1. And I don't think that he has to win 7 Super Bowls to solidify himself as being the best quarterback to ever play the game. I just think that if he continues to go about his play the way that he has over the first 5 or 6 years of his career, he will be probably the best quarterback to ever play. If he plays a 15, 16-year career, I think that he will surpass Tom Brady in yards and touchdowns.
Okay.
And the rate that he is throwing the football and getting yards and touchdowns is more than Tom Brady.
I agree with you on that. I think he'll probably one day, if he stays healthy, have the all-time yardage mark, maybe have the all-time touchdown mark. He's not winning 8 Super Bowls. It's not on the table. And what's going to happen, 10 years from now, it's going to be that stupid, and it is stupid, MJ LeBron debate. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the Brady Mahomes debate. And you could probably turn us on in 10 years, and that's what we'll be talking about. You know, it'd be Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback I ever saw. No, he's not. It's Patrick Mahomes.
I'm kind of doing it now.
Oh, yeah, he can't hold Brady's joy. That's going to go back. It's going to be,
But I believe he will win another one or two, maybe.
I'm with you on that. Once Aaron Rodgers retires from the Jets, I think he'll get right back into the winning column.
He won't win one. Patrick Mahomes will win another Super Bowl before Aaron Rodgers.
You are so wrong,
Absolutely.
Plax.
Absolutely.
Don't be crazy now, Plax.
I'm telling you right now.
Aaron Rodgers is winning one this year, maybe one next year.
If they get to the Super Bowl, he's going to run into the Kansas City Chiefs.
He'd have to beat the Chiefs to get there.
He'd have to beat the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes will win another Super Bowl before Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not a wagering man, but you'd lose that one. I can tell you that right now.
I'm telling you right now.
What are you smiling over the
You
Raiders?
heard it here first.
I don't know that the Raiders aren't going to do anything. All I know is that in 48 hours, you're going to be very disappointed, and I cannot wait for Friday's show.
Oh, he already has the inside word that none of the starters are playing in this Hall of Fame game. Which he said that everybody
all of them
playing.
hold on, all 4 quarters,
I want to be very clear about this because it's a very good point you made, Plax. I said it's my desire that the Jets play all their starters and put a beating on the Cleveland Browns to put the NFL on notice, Plax.
Okay.
But I was told that none of them are playing.
Yeah. So you're going to evaluate your Super Bowl contending team.
Talk to me.
With the starters playing in the Hall of Fame game, and the Cleveland Browns are going to play their second and third players.
Yeah.
Come on.
Exactly right.
That is not a way to evaluate a football team.
Here's what happens, Plax. Nope. You wake up on Friday morning, and every other NFL city scared to death of the machine.
Playing against backup?
That is the New York Jets.
Half of those guys won't be on the roster in 2 weeks.
I know how it goes.
All right.
All I'm saying is this. The New York Jets lay a beatdown on the Cleveland Browns in 48 hours. We wake up Friday morning. The New York Jets are the favorites to win the Super Bowl.
Zach Wilson is playing quarterback in this game. You still feel good about it?
But that's my point.
He should play the whole game. Even if they have overtime, he need to play in that too.
They don't have any of the quarterbacks, so he probably is going to play the entire game.
Chris
Anyhow, we got lots on that coming up in a little bit. Headline number 4, this is big for Cody Decker. At 6 o'clock tonight, it is the Major League Baseball trade deadline.
It is.
The biggest name that most people are looking at is Justin Verlander.
Yes, they are.
Full no trade clause, but he doesn't know that the Mets are committed to winning beyond next year. I mean, even next year.
Yeah.
So he might be willing to waive it if he goes to a team that gives him another shot at winning a World Series.
Yeah, and there's a couple of teams already that want him. The Dodgers are hot on his tails, not to mention a few other teams. But apparently there's a mystery team that's out there, and there's a couple rumors that it might be the first place Baltimore Orioles.
To go after Verlander,
Verlander. I don't know if he's going to want to waive his no-trade clause to go play in Baltimore, but I could see him waiving it to play in San Francisco. I could see him waiving it to play in L.A. Both L.A.s if the Angels can somehow find another prospect. But if the Baltimore Orioles go ahead and get him, that's a wrap for your Yankees, buddy.
It's already a wrap for my Yankees.
They're
the Yankees are an embarrassment. The Yankees are in last place. They haven't been in last place on August 1st in over 30 years. They are a joke. And last night you saw it again. People figured out, all right, Aaron Judge is back. Just walk him. Ain't nobody else can hit the ball anyway.
That is true.
Right?
But there is one potential thing that could throw everything
No, there's not. There's no potential.
There is. Stink. If the San Diego Padres decide to be sellers, they have 3 pieces, all of which the Yankees need. They need Hader, they need Snell, and most importantly, Juan Soto is a Padre right now.
How they getting all 3 of them guys?
They have enough prospects, they have enough money, they can absolutely get their hands on them if they really, really want to do it. But it all comes down to whether or not the Padres sell.
3 guys on the Padres who've underperformed. They're going to come to New York and overperform.
2 of them were all-stars. One of them should have been an all-star. They all played great.
Baseball's dead to me right now. I'll pick it back up tomorrow. But today, the Yankees have embarrassed themselves. You know, they're the New York Yankees. Plax, start acting like the New York Yankees.
Yeah, go get players at the trade deadline.
Another one-run game.
When you do say they're only 3.5 games out, it doesn't sound like a lot.
It's not a lot.
It is not.
But there's a team that can't score any runs. They stink.
Maybe Stanton can get hot or something.
Maybe he can. I've been waiting for Stan to get hot since they got him. Highway robbery, by the way,
he looks hot.
For the Marlins. And how about this? The New York Yankees haven't been under 500 in like 50 years. Watch the Orioles go win the World Series.
They might.
Right?
Orioles are nasty right now.
And I don't know if the Yankees are even going to do anything today by 6 o'clock.
They better. If not, if they don't do anything today, you should actually be very
I don't want to get in the weeds on it, but I got to bring one thing up. So last night, Yankees playing the Rays, desperate for a win. Domingo Germán threw a perfect game earlier this year.
Yeah.
He's supposed to start. But they announced right before the game he's got some kind of soreness in his armpit, right? So he doesn't start. They brought him into the game anyway.
Yeah, but it was because
that was weird.
It was very weird. I don't know what that was all about, but apparently he wasn't cleared to play until like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was too late to start him, and he wanted to go in the game.
They also struck out another 12 times yesterday, so in the last 2 games, the New York Yankees have struck out 30 times.
An entire
That's a lot.
more
That
than an
is
entire
a
baseball
lot.
game's worth of outs.
Good news that Aaron Boone said the non-strikeouts were very competitive. All right, and headline. Good.
Sounds like the new batting coach is
Yeah,
earning
Sean
his pay.
Case is really doing a great
It's not
job.
going well so far.
Yuck. In any event, headline number 5, very disappointing. Late last night, 3 o'clock in the morning, U.S. women took the field of the pitch, as they say, to try to advance to the medal round. Now, here's the deal. They did advance to the medal round. That's the good part. But it's a 0-0 tie, which sucks in soccer, to a team that's never even had a World Cup team on the women's side ever in their country's history, Portugal. And in the 91st minute,
So close.
the best player on Team USA, according to Carly Lloyd, was the goalpost because one of the gals on Portugal took a shot and it hit the post. And that we got very lucky on that. But it's a 0-0 draw. We do advance. I think we play Sweden now in the medal round. I think that's what it's called, the medal round.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Hey,
Knockout round.
Knockout, trophy round.
They'll play better
Whatever
next
it is.
round. They'll
We're in the
play better.
quarterfinals.
We're in.
They'll play better next round.
You think so?
I believe so.
You been watching?
I haven't. Well, obviously not 3 o'clock.
Well, 3 o'clock in the morning's tough.
Little tough.
That's tough. I was the other guy
I
committed.
mean, I get the news like you when you wake up. Man.
There you go. So anyway, 0-0 tie, and really not much offense at all from Team USA. So we do advance, and that's paramount.
It's most important.
And now all the games count. Now it's elimination, all that stuff, right? Yeah. So anyway, you can watch all the action, of course, on Fox Sports. All right. The New York Jets have more to celebrate than just Aaron Rodgers being their quarterback. They've got weapons galore. We'll get into that. We've got the latest on Dalvin Cook and Sterling Shepard, Giants wide receiver, who unfortunately has had a career riddled by injuries, is back on the field, and he saw something he really liked. We'll tell you what it is right after this.
Greetings, soccer fans. Are you ready for the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup? Because we are. That's right. Australia and New Zealand, look out. State of the Union is coming. And we'll be going above and beyond down under. We'll have new podcast episodes every single match day. So follow Alexi Lawless's State of the Union on the Fox app, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Plaxico Burris is here. Yeah, you can keep doing the pose, keep doing the pose. That's Dalvin Cook watching practice on Sunday with Woody Johnson. Everybody's got to slow their roll and relax about how come Dalvin Cook went back to Florida without a contract? How come Dalvin left the Jets complex without a signed contract? Because lawyers got involved, and you got to dot I's and cross T's. Maybe Dalvin Cook went to Florida merely to get his stuff, because he's got to move his stuff up to New Jersey.
The man is financially stable.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he can send the Mayflower down there to bring his
You
stuff.
think so? You don't know.
He's not there packing up U-Haul boxes
Right.
himself.
How do you
What
think
does he got?
move?
He's gonna get a pod outside
Yes,
his
that's
driveway
right.
and have it shipped to Florida.
How did you move from Pittsburgh to New York? You went home, you packed up your gear, you loaded it up, you drove it up on a U-Haul, and you came to Jersey.
Basically, like, y'all can keep everything in there.
Look,
Let's be honest.
and here's fair enough. So you're a little different. What do you want me to tell you? Here's the other thing. Aaron Rodgers again yesterday, in a number of interviews out of training camp, was very specific in saying, "Guys, you saw who was here this weekend, right?
Who?
Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I saw Woody.
Dalvin Cook."
Okay.
And my point of that is, Aaron Rodgers is not going to continually talk about acquiring guys like Dalvin Cook or point out to reporters, you saw the guy was here, if he didn't have inside information that Dalvin Cook was going to be a Jet. Plus, Dalvin Cook himself said, if I join the Jets, we got a super team. Why would anybody think that Aaron Rodgers would put himself out there publicly and talk about acquiring Dalvin Cook if the deal wasn't going to get done? Come on.
I don't think he makes them a super team. He makes them a lot better offensively.
No doubt.
He gives them a different dynamic that they don't currently have. But I'll say this. I went through free agency. And my first trip was to the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
And they were basically offering me a one-year deal. Randy Moss, I believe, had just left and went to the Oakland Raiders. And I didn't want to be in Minnesota.
Because you didn't want to replace Randy Moss.
And then I went to New York. I came to New York on my second visit. You don't leave the building, sign a contract, and then come back. You sign the contract in the building while you're there because Dalvin Cook has already stated what he wants to be paid.
Right.
So the lawyers and the agents, what are they talking about?
Great question.
Incentives. He's already came out and said he wants maybe $5 or $6 million.
Maybe even more than that.
If he's a $5 million player, he's supposed to sign the other day when he was here. And Woody and that general manager should not have let that man out of the
By the way,
building.
I agree with you and I and Cody and Timmy last week talked about the hotel deal.
Oh, yeah.
Where you give a guy a contract and say if you walk out of the building, the offer no longer exists. I'm with you on that. But I ain't worried about it because
You look worried.
I couldn't be less worried about it. Yes.
You look worried.
Yeah, look again.
Hey, but you got
you shoot
got
with this
Aaron
hand.
Rodgers.
Huh?
You got Aaron Rodgers. So
Yeah.
you already said your guy's going to win you the Super Bowl.
Yes.
But now
I'm greedy. As a fan, every fan has the right to be greedy, and I'm being greedy right now. And I want to be clear. I even said if Dalvin's guilty of the stuff he's accused of, I don't want him on my team. But until I learn exactly what went down,
on, man. You can't
Dalvin
do
Cook's
that.
a Jet.
Oh,
You
come
can't do
on.
that.
Dalvin Cook's a Jet.
No, he's
I
not.
said it. I want to be clear. I want Dalvin Cook. He makes the Jets better.
We know that.
If we learn the other stuff happened, then I don't want him. But that's a separate story for another day. If my quarterback comes out and says, the reason I took less money was to acquire other players, and you saw who was here on Sunday, he's telling you that Dalvin Cook is committed to being a Jet. What part of that don't you people understand? Ooh, he's going to Miami. Ooh, he's going to New England. The only way he goes to New England and Miami is on the jet charter for regular season games. He ain't got nothing to do in New England. You could get lobster right here in New Jersey.
Question for you. Didn't Stephon Diggs restructure to get D-Hop? Where's D-Hop playing now?
D-Hop is not playing in Buffalo because the Bills lied to him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So how you
That's where-
feeling now
that's
that you
where
have that
D-Hop was at.
context?
Listen, you're comparing a very competent organization in the New York Jets. I can't believe I'm saying that. To an organization that's got
Do you actually
trouble.
believe half of the things you say?
All of the stuff I say,
Did
I
you just
believe.
say that the Jets are competent, but the Bills are not?
I said the Bills are becoming dysfunctional, and
They
they're
are
in a-
not becoming dysfunctional.
They're an emotional mess right
No,
now.
they
are not.
Our quarterback doesn't like our wide receiver. Our wide receiver wants more help. Our coach thinks it's all problematic. I got competency for the first time in my life, and I'm going to have Dalvin Cook playing running back for my football team. You guys are crazy. Oh, he went to Florida.
He did.
He's from Florida. Maybe he went to see his mom.
Maybe.
Maybe his grandma's not doing well. I don't know.
He's from Florida.
Right.
He went home.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to play at home because there's too much baggage in South Florida for dudes who come from South Florida.
What?
Trust me.
Maybe he doesn't want to play in the cold either.
Except he lived in Minnesota for 4
But
years.
he played in the dome.
But he lived in the cold.
Hey,
He ain't
trust
worried
me,
about the cold.
walking to your car
Yeah.
is different from playing football in it.
Plaxico, you're a liar. Yes, yes.
It's a big difference.
Yes, especially
It's a
when
big
your
difference.
car is warmed up for you.
Going from the facility or the stadium, yeah, it's a big difference. Trust me.
Listen, it ain't that cold. It's a couple games.
In Minneapolis, are you crazy?
No, I mean,
Oh.
in New York during the football
It was
season.
1
Yes, it
degree
is.
last year on Christmas Eve.
To be
One.
fair, you're a California kid, so
Yeah.
if it's 40 degrees, you think it's cold.
It was 1
Yeah.
degree.
And Plax, you played it when winter weather
I know,
cities.
I know.
You know the deal?
I played
Your
with the cold
best
weather.
game as a pro is in 10 degrees below
But
zero
I was
in Green Bay.
I was a cold weather receiver.
Yes, Dalvin Cook
Oh,
carried a load.
Yeah, indoors.
We got a couple games indoors this year, too. Let me just fine. But I love how people out there like, ooh, he went to Florida. You know, maybe it was his grandma's birthday. Maybe his sister got engaged. Maybe his mom's celebrating Hanukkah. I don't know.
Maybe the Dolphins invited him.
Yeah.
Now, has he showed up to talk to Mike McDaniel yet? No, he has not, because we would have seen it. He's packing his bags, socks, underwear, T-shirts, shorts,
Long John.
long johns, wool hat, jacket. Zipper, let's ride. That's all it is. That's crazy.
Dalvin Cook doesn't.
Yeah, listen, here's the problem that a lot of America's having right now. And I understand why you're having the problem, okay? Because in your lifetimes, you have never considered the New York Jets a competent franchise. And by the way, you've been right. But now it's something different. Now Joe Douglas flexing his GM arms. Woody Johnson actually making good business decisions. And Aaron Rodgers saying, I'm going to take less to bring that guy and other guys like him eventually into the fold. It's a new world. Listen, I'm shocked by it too.
I just can't jump out the window that say Joe Douglas has showed up to this front office and he's flexing his muscle. Aaron Rodgers basically came out and said, I want to be a New York Jet.
Yeah.
It doesn't take that much to do from a general manager.
Starting on third base, Craig.
To say that, all right, he's walking home, basically.
Yes.
He wants to be the quarterback of this franchise. Oh, you want to play for us? Get the deal done.
That is a salient point. I cannot argue it. But remember, Joe Douglas still to fly out to California and win him over and explain to Aaron why the Jets were such a great opportunity. Aaron Rodgers could have said, appreciate meeting you, good luck to you, I'm good. But Joe Douglas won him over.
He already came out and said that's where he wanted to be.
After he met with Joe Douglas.
No, he did not.
And Joe Douglas gave him
he did not.
Flex.
He said it on the podcast that he wanted to be a New York Jet.
Yeah, but he had
before Joe Douglas
there were secret conversations
I know
that you're unaware of.
I know you know.
I'm well aware of what
I know you know.
Yeah, I do know. That's exactly right. Matter of fact, I got a text this morning from Robert Salas saying, how come you haven't been out to camp yet? Great question, right?
Some people got to work.
Huh?
Some people got to
That's
work.
what I said to him, but he didn't want to hear that. He goes, you're down to one job. You've time to come out here and see us at camp. Meanwhile, some of the new toys that we have in New York, joining Aaron Rodgers, McCole Hardman and Alan Lazard. Again, I recognize it's only training camp and all that. But the Jet offense is already clicking on all cylinders. Like for every time you see Dak Prescott throw an interception down in Dallas, look what my guy does.
Does it have to be? Hey, does it have to be in super slow mo?
I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty sweet though.
That's Alan Lazard right there.
I do have to say that's not the proper way to catch that ball, but I would have caught it this way instead of the back pieces together.
I got you.
You got to go up and attack that, get your shoulder parallel to the line of scrimmage, snatch it and bring it in.
Fair enough. Look at this. Look at
but
this.
does it have to be in super slow mo?
Oh,
That's a great play.
That's nice.
That's McCole Hardman right there. That's a 90-yard bomb.
That's the guy with the airplane chain.
Yes.
McCole Hardman. Yeah, okay. He better catch some balls with that chain.
Anyhow, and one other thing from Aaron Rodgers yesterday, and I'm not quite sure why he kind of, quote-unquote, doubled down on this, because I thought the news cycle on the Sean Payton comments had passed, but for Aaron Rodgers, they hadn't. And I'm sure he had been asked about it again, so rather than just say, I'm done talking about it, he gave another answer. And he said, well, we have the audio. Here's him responding to a question again about the situation with Sean Payton. Go ahead, guys.
Sometimes you say something really stupid. It warrants an apology. Sometimes you don't apologize. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Sean's entitled to his opinion. I'm entitled to mine. It's more to say for a different time.
So no text from him? No apologies?
I haven't heard.
Yeah, I mean, he'll have more to say. He's alluding to Week 5 when they play the Denver Broncos. Now, to be fair, Sean Payton did acknowledge this on Friday, so we're a day late on that, to be fair, on the show regarding Sean Payton. He did not apologize for what he said. He apologized for the fact that there's no reason to take shots at other coaches right now, months before you play a team. And he made the comment, his words, not mine, I thought I was wearing my Fox TV hat, and I forgot that I was actually wearing my Denver Bronco coaching hat, and that's on me, and I shouldn't do that. But what's interesting, he apologized not for what he said, he apologized just for saying anything.
Yeah.
So it's not like he retracted the comments about Nathaniel Hackett and the one-year disaster in Denver, or try to soften the blow about what he said. He stood by what he said, but he did say, I never should have said it. Right. And those are two different things. Yeah. And at this point, it don't matter anyway. The New York Jet players, you would have done this too. The game is circled. There's a camaraderie amongst the players. They want to win for coaches every now and then. And the fact that, Nathaniel Hackett got thrown under the bus by Sean Payton, not that it makes you win a game, but the guys would really like to win Week 5 just to shove it in Sean's face and support their own dude.
You know what I think when Sean Payton was asked this question, I think he was being candid and he was being honest. I really do, because you got to look at it from his point of view. Everybody in the NFL world is basically picking the Denver Broncos to finish last in the division based off of last season. And he wasn't there last year.
Correct.
So he's taking all the shots at to him and his team personally. So when he came out and said all the things about Nathaniel Hackett, I didn't have a problem with it, and I didn't think he needed to apologize to anybody. But I think if you look at both situations this year, how Russell Wilson plays this year versus last year will tell a lot about Nathaniel Hackett.
I think that's fair.
Aaron Rodgers is going to make Nathaniel Hackett look good.
I mean, he did for a long time in Green Bay.
Exactly.
Right.
So he has job security.
Right.
So he has nothing to worry about. I want to see the leap for Russell Wilson from last year to this year.
Very fair
and
point.
then you can judge Sean Payton and Nathaniel Hackett as far as being coaches and offensive coordinators. And then you can evaluate both guys.
Well, listen, it'll be a great affirmation of Sean Payton as a head coach if Russell Wilson returns to form back in his Seattle days. Yeah. If he stays where he was last year, it's more of a referendum on Russell Wilson, and it also makes people recognize maybe it wasn't all Nathaniel Hackett's fault.
Oh, absolutely, because Nathaniel Hackett has already came out and said, listen, Aaron Rodgers is like having a coach on the field. He called his own plays at the line of scrimmage. Then what the hell we need you for? Go back to Denver.
He's Aaron Rodgers'
He's already said it.
Or just stay retired. You're making a lot of money anyway. Right. One more quick New York football point, not about the Jets, so about your beloved New York Giants. Okay. Sterling Shepard, who's a great dude. Unfortunately, his entire career has been marred by injury after injury, and the Giants give him another chance to come back. He is really impressed with the new tight end of the New York Giants, former Raider Darren Waller, calling him a freak. Here's Sterling Shepard on Darren Waller's ability. Check this out.
That boy, that boy's something special. You know, I was telling people today, I'm like, I don't even like for people to be on Wall's back. Like, you know, they got a tight coverage and they want to make a breakup, but don't jump on my man's back. That boy's a monster. You see him go up and get that ball the other day? I was telling DJ, I was like, man, look, that thing would have been sailing over my head. That boy Wall came out of nowhere. Yeah, he looked good, though. Yeah, he's great. He's a freak.
He's a freak. And here's a little story from Giants training camp. And then we're going to show some highlights here. But here's a story you could appreciate, right? So apparently when they're practicing their red zone offense, Daniel Jones is only throwing the ball to Darren Waller because the Giants defense can't stop him. That's right. So the Giants took Waller off the field because you got three other guys running routes, and Jones wouldn't throw the ball to anybody else because Darren Waller's open.
You guys go to the sideline. Well, it's quite apparent that Sterling Shepard has not seen a guy 6'6" play wide receiver or tight end and catch the football. So that's been made apparent by what he was saying. But look, I spoke on this weeks ago.
Yeah.
When Darren Waller is healthy, he's one of the top five tight ends in football.
Yeah.
You just don't catch 100 balls 2 seasons ago and not being able to play and catch the football.
And they say athletically he's crazy.
He's had some hamstring injuries and different things like that, but he's a matchup nightmare anywhere on the football field because you can spread them out wide, you can put them in the slot, you can put them against linebackers. So it's going to be interesting to see what Daboll does with him because he has a secret weapon in Darren Waller, and they're going to put him in some situations.
But like you said, he's got to stay healthy. That's been the bugaboo of his career. Now, no one's ever questioned his talent. Yeah. It's can he stay on the field?
He's the best thing that happened to Daniel Jones since Daniel Jones.
Well, listen, Danny Jones knows it. Again, they actually had to bench Darren Waller in the red zone drills because Jones wouldn't throw the ball to anybody else.
You, man, it's a different dynamic when you have a guy who is 6'6", 6'7", that can go up and get the football. The catch radius expands a lot further than a Sterling Shepard ever would.
Let me ask you a quick question. Anyone else you know about 6'6" with a catch radius like this?
I think they got one number 17.
Devontae Adams?
Chris Mon?
He doesn't play football.
Yeah, Plax was that dude. Just throw it up. I'll go get it, right?
Gotta find
How big are your hands, by the way? Can we
a
just
lot bigger than yours.
Can I just take a look? Look at that. Good Lord. Look at that.
Look at those mitts.
Lord. Wow, how about compared to Cody has little dwarf hands?
I don't have dwarf hands.
His hands can barely wrap around the baseball.
You have strong hands.
Very strong hands.
You have baby hands.
They're not baby hands.
You do.
These are normal-sized human hands.
That's why he was throwing 48-mile-an-hour fastball.
I was throwing 48-mile-per-hour fastballs.
Right.
That is true.
He's strong, but he got little baby hands.
They're very dainty.
Yeah, I've never seen a baseball player with small hands like that.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
You were a great player.
Was I?
But you got tiny little hands.
Very small.
Yeah, Randy Newman wrote a song about you.
Yeah.
And before Randy Newman. Yeah, look it up. It's
I love
called
that
Short
line.
People. And before we get out of here, a feel-good video from NFL yesterday. Lamar Jackson coming out on the field. They got some local Pop Warner kids out there. Everybody gets a high five, and that kid's never going to wash his hands again.
Awesome.
Right.
That is everything pure and right about having kids at training camp. That is, look at that kid.
That's awesome.
Woo! Right?
That's what you love about it, man. We never understand the responsibility of ourselves as players to the youth and how they look up to us. And we basically consider ourselves to be human and to be football players and to play at the highest level. But to see Lamar Jackson run out of that tunnel, run out of the facility, take those guys,
it was great.
Man, it means the world to him.
That kid will never forget it. I was saying to the guys before the show, we've seen some stories where kids like that ultimately make it to the pros themselves, which is obviously incredibly hard to do, and those stories stay with them.
Absolutely.
You know, the most famous one of all is Willie Mays meeting Jackie Robinson, and Jackie allegedly remembering meeting him because he was a well-thought-of teenage player coming up through the ranks. And there's a lot of stories like that, but hopefully, maybe that kid becomes a doctor. It doesn't matter. That kid's never going to forget that moment.
I have a story about the first celebrity I met.
Go.
It was in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I was probably about 10 years old. And Patrick Ewing was the grand marshal for the parade. So we ride our bikes down to the beach. He's sitting on the back of a Cadillac or whatever the car was. He gets out of the car, and I run over to ask him for his autograph, and he says no.
And he's a Nick at this point?
Yeah, and I'll never forget that. So I will never forget it. And then I ran into him when I got here.
Right.
In the barbershop. I was like, man, you know what? You was the first athlete that I had ever met, and I asked you for an autograph, and you told me no.
What'd he say?
And he was like, oh, man, I didn't mean it. I was like, because of that, I have never told a kid no.
Right, because it hurts you so much.
Because I remember it still to this day.
Right.
Yeah, that's how much these moments mean to kids.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Did you ever have to go to therapy for it or talk to somebody about it?
Well, they didn't win a world championship, so no.
That's all that is?
Take that, Knicks.
Oh, this is a shot of my Knicks. Oh, right in my heart. Oh. Coming up, a brand new segment on the show called Plax Facts. We're going to make some statements. Plax is going to tell us if those statements are facts or not facts. Coming up right after this on FS1.
Hey, college football fans, Joel Klatt here, and I am so happy to announce my new interview series, The Joel Klatt Show Big Noon Conversations. Every Monday, we will bring you a candid conversation with the most influential voices in college football. From Colorado's Coach Prime to Coach Saban down in Tuscaloosa, we sit down and discuss all things college football. Download The Joel Klatt Show Big Noon Conversations wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to the new Joel Klatt Show YouTube channel.
Look at Handsome Pants right there.
Hey, look at me punching the calculator.
That's right.
Michigan State mathematics.
That's right.
Is that a fax machine?
It sure
Come on, man.
You're old.
I am.
Tell you, yeah.
You're just a little older, though.
I got you by a couple for sure. It's called Facts on Plax, all right? So, or Facts with Plax. We're not really sure what it is. We just know that we're going to make some crazy statements. You're funny. And Plax is the expert on football. He'll tell us if it's facts or if it's something else, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Losing the Super Bowl last year was actually the best thing to ever happen to Jalen Hurts for his career. Facts or something else?
Or Plax?
I have to say not facts.
Not facts.
Because
why not?
he's basically using like reverse psychology on himself to continue to motivate himself. That's what I do like about him.
Yeah.
But I've had the opportunity to win a Super Bowl, and once you get that feeling, you know how special it is. So once you have the opportunity to win a Super Bowl, you want to reciprocate that feeling and try to win another one.
Let me show you something.
Not fact.
You talked about something that the kid's doing. If you look at his cell phone, he's got the Super Bowl loss on his cell phone. Right. A constant daily reminder that he's a loser and lost in the biggest game of his life. Granted, it was 35-all with under a minute to go, but he lost, making him a loser.
I thought he played absolutely fantastic in the Super Bowl.
Other than the fumble,
I still have him ranked as a top 5 quarterback in this league, but I believe that he will get to another one.
Yeah.
Maybe this year, maybe not. But winning a Super Bowl is special.
No, for sure. I wonder, if that's the worst moment of your athletic career, losing a Super Bowl, and I got to believe it is for all the men that have lost Super Bowls and never got a chance to get back and win it, would you want to be reminded of that every time you look at your phone? I understand maybe, before a big game or before the season starts, or maybe you go in and check out some of the highlights or video just to keep you straight, right? But, man, you look at your phone a lot. I would want to take a look at my worst moment ever on my phone every single day. It's crazy.
I get it. I understand. The guy, it's a constant reminder for him having a chip on his shoulder. It continues to motivate him day in and day out. And it's going to make him better. Yeah,
I have a picture of Aaron Rodgers on my phone, and it just makes me happy every time I get a call or a text message. All right, here's number 2. You ready? What do we call this again? Facts by Plax? Facts with Plax. We'll probably have to change that. All right, anyway. Facts are not there, Plax. Dalvin Cook will be a Jet by Friday, the latest.
That's easy. Not facts.
Oh, come on. What are we doing?
It's not facts, because if he was going to be a New York Jet, then they're never supposed to let him out of the building. Joe Douglas and Woody Allen and $35 million surrendering Aaron Rodgers. So the deal's supposed to be done already. Yeah. I don't know why it's not. Not facts. He will not be a New York Jet by Friday.
Well, his agent was asked yesterday, how did it go when you met with Woody Allen Johnson and Joe Douglas?
Wait a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
So why is his agent, Dalvin Cook's agent, asking him how did it go?
No, somebody asked his agent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a reporter reached out to the agent and said, how did it go?
Yeah.
And the agent said, you'll see how well it went.
Right, because
meaning a deal's done.
That's reminding me of the whole Josh Jacobs and his agent kind of. He's sitting in the parking lot. Everything's great. We're close, but
we're
real close.
Yeah, no cigar.
But the difference here is the agent goes, you'll see how well the meeting went. Meaning they're getting a deal done.
Or it means you'll see how bad it went.
Again, I'm telling you.
Facts.
Dalvin went home to see his family and say, goodbye, family. I'm going to New Jersey. That's what happened there. All right. Facts, Plax. Eli Manning, an overrated regular season quarterback.
Not facts.
Regular season, I said.
Not facts. How can you say that Eli Manning is an overrated
500 quarterback?
Yeah. 10-6, we went in 2007.
That's right.
Everybody know what happened.
Yes, I walked across the Brooklyn Bridge in a Speedo.
2011.
Yeah.
Another wild card team to win another Super Bowl in 2011. How can you possibly say that he is an overrated regular season quarterback?
Regular season?
No, he is not.
Oh, that's like
Sterling Shepard never saw nothing like that. You know what I mean? He never saw
Sterling
nothing.
Shepard needed a ladder to catch that ball.
Yeah.
Look, listen, it didn't say, career, didn't say postseason. What the comment is regular season. Overrated regular season.
Not facts.
Right.
His Super Bowl resume speaks for itself.
Yes, which is why, again,
and the only reason that you can get to a playoff and to a Super Bowl is through the regular season.
Yeah, and if I may, because I watched it. I was
through the
on
regular
season. Ahmad Bradshaw is why the New York Giants in 2007 made the run.
Listen.
Let's not discount that.
I love Lil George Floyd. I love him to death. But listen. I love my 4-4 Bulldog. I love him to death. But that team and that offensive line that we had was the best in the business. Our defense didn't get enough credit for how nasty they were, how physical they were. And it's still not facts because the only way you can get through the Super Bowl is to be a great regular season quarterback.
Okay, right. I like it. Standing by your man. I appreciate that. So does Loretta Lynn. All right, here we go. If the Bengals were smart, knowing that Joe Burrow gets hurt every year, they would not sign him to the $250 million extension. They would give him annual deals, kind of like Kirk Cousins' career.
Not facts. I don't.
Not
believe that
facts. Look what's happened. Torn ACL year one. The appendix.
I get it.
The appendix.
I understand what you're saying, but you can't give a guy a contract for annually.
Yeah, 1 year at a time.
Annual
$50 million a year,
salary.
but 1 year at a time.
Man, listen, these quarterbacks are resetting the market. Joe Burrow's going to reset it.
Yep.
Justin Herbert just did, even though he just
there
had
it goes
his,
down again.
his non-contact injury.
Right there.
But I believe very shortly that Joe Burrow will be the highest paid quarterback.
I happen to agree with you, and that's why I think the statement is, we know what's going to happen. It'd be a better business play for the Cincinnati Bengals just to give him 1 year renewals at like 50 or 60 million per, so that they don't get caught in a situation where he gets hurt again and there's all that money that's out the window.
I mean,
that's all.
If we're talking Aaron Rodgers money, I would take $60 million a year.
Right. See, that's my point. 1 year deals, we call it the Kirk Cousins deal.
But it's
you get 1 year at a
something
time.
that won't be done, though.
I agree with you, but it's not the dumbest idea for the Cincinnati Bengals.
For the Bengals?
That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is this. I know it's not going to happen, but it's not the dumbest idea.
Okay,
for it to happen.
You sign him to a 1 year
deal.
$50 million deal.
Talk about it.
He has to be traded.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Franchise
Franchises.
No,
No,
you are not.
100%.
No, you are not.
I franchise him and I keep franchising
No,
him.
That's such a horrible
Don't forget,
owner.
I can franchise a dude 3 times.
You'd be
One,
the
two,
worst
three.
owner.
No.
Me?
Yes.
I would be beloved by the fans and the players.
First of
if I
all,
were an owner.
you are not beloved in the state of Cincinnati.
Correct.
City of Cincinnati. You can forget about that.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
own that.
yeah.
I don't want to own the Bengals, though. So I don't care if Cincinnati likes me or not. I'm never going there ever again. In any event, let's move on, okay? The Pittsburgh Steelers will finish under 500 for the first time in the Mike Tomlin era.
Oh, my God.
Not fact.
Let's go!
Not
We
fact.
keep the dream alive,
Hey,
baby!
I gotta stick with my guy Mike Tomlin, one of the best organizations in all of sports, not just football. Mike Tomlin continues to go above 500, even with the current roster and team that he had. For him to go over 500 last year with
That
the
was
team that he's had,
absurd. I agree.
he should have been the coach of the year. But Mike Tomlin will continue his legacy as being one of the great minds and great coaches in this business, and he will finish above 500.
There are many people saying that George Pickens is the best wide receiver they've had since John Stallworth. So we'll have to see how that plays itself.
That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago.
Anyhow, listen, I love Mike Tomlin. That's a very, very tough division. They're going to beat each other up a lot.
Yeah.
And now you add Deshaun Watson to Cleveland. I don't think any one of those teams runs the division. I don't even think that's on the table, even for the Bengals, or what I think the second best team right now on paper, the Baltimore Ravens. All right. Detroit Lions running back Jamal Williams came out and said something that was controversial. Let me tell you what he said, and then you tell me facts or non-facts. He's with the Saints now, right? Yep. All right. So Jamal Williams now with the Saints came out and said, his words, not mine. Beignets, just funnel cake. Not that impressive.
They call beignets, man.
Okay.
You never been to Cafe Du Monde in New Orleans?
No, yes, I have. I had oysters there.
Okay.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have. But I'm not the guy saying it. Jamal said it. Plax, go ahead.
Yeah, not impressed. It's just a funnel cake. It's just a funnel cake. So, yeah, the beignets is just a funnel cake.
Beignets!
I'm sorry.
Beignets.
I just got here. I respect y'all, your beignets and all that. But in California, we just call them funnel cakes.
Yeah,
so,
I mean...
well, that's just where we know them at. I tasted it. Tastes just like a funnel cake.
To be fair, he is right.
He's
It's just
not
fried
wrong.
dough with sugar on it, right?
No, you know what? They're going to send him a shipment of beignets to the facility. And he will learn the difference between a beignet and a funnel cake. But I got to say, not facts. It's basically like comparing pancakes to Red Lobster cheese biscuits, is what he's saying. Beignets are just funnel cakes. No.
That's the same thing,
It's not
though.
just fried
That
dough,
is
Plax.
not the same thing.
All right. I mean, he did graduate CIA, the culinary
I mean,
school.
come on, man. You can't compare beignets and funnel cakes. You can get funnel cakes in Coney Island. You know what I mean? You can't get beignets in here.
Can you get beignets there, though?
No, beignets.
You can't get, but
Maybe he wasn't talking about beignets.
Somebody's going to take him out and give him a New Orleans crash course course.
There's no doubt.
On the cuisine.
Yep.
And how it is very good.
He's gonna have a po' boy sandwich, a bunch of beignettes,
Trip Creole, all of that.
There you go.
Alligator fondue. All the good stuff.
It's a great fondue. Yeah. And then there's a big controversy, Plax, and I'm glad you're here because you have to settle it for us. There is a zoo in China that has an animal that's a major attraction, but with a lot of controversy. There's a photograph of what they refer to as a sun bear, S-U-N, like the sun. And there are a lot of people saying, wait a minute, that's a little suspicious. That ain't a bear. That's a dude wearing a bear costume. Check out the video, please. Plaxico Burris. Yeah. I mean, looks like his drawers are a little light there in the back.
Wow.
So, Plax, bear or not bear?
First of all, when I first saw it, I was like, what the hell is a sun bear?
Okay.
I never heard of that, but that definitely tells me that is not fact. The way his
not a bear.
His fur is wrinkling up in the back.
Jeans.
So that is definitely not fact.
Not facts. So we think that's a person in a bear costume, huh?
It has to be. He has extremely short arms, but yeah, it's definitely a man in a suit.
Now, to be fair, this zoo in China had to come out and say, no, for real, that's a sun. What they call a sun bear.
I've never heard of that before.
Mm-hmm. No. Neither have I. I had a bear in my street yesterday. Didn't look nothing like that bear. Yeah, I'll show you during the break.
Terrifying and awesome.
Nah, they're cute. If you sing to them, they run away. It's all good. Yeah, that's in New Jersey.
Don't sing to it.
No. In New Jersey, if you see a bear, you sing to it, and they take off. They're good to go.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I serenaded the bear yesterday. Yeah, he ran right off into the woods.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah,
you're insane.
I'm talking about the man in, and he just boom, he just
I would
ran
run
away.
too, actually.
That was horrible. You call that serenade?
To make a change. Woo. And anyhow, the bear's like, enough of that. I'm out.
Man, you had better look putting on a tambourine.
All right, coming up on my sheet here, not that we're going to follow it, it says first in football.
Yeah.
So we got plenty of football coming your way, including Macaroni Jones. And the thought that maybe he's in for a good year, but we say no after this on FS1. Oh, that handsome guy has not moved an inch. He still resides right there in the corner of first in football. Let's go to New England, the worst team in the AFC East. But Bill Belichick says going to be a lot different this year because we have a new offensive coordinator. Easy for you to say. Here's Bill Belichick, boring people.
Yeah, his team's always, whether they be here or anywhere else they were, they always had a level of, tough, hard-nosed, which not all offenses have, especially, ones that revolve around a quarterback type of coach as an offensive coordinator. So, he brings that combination of toughness and skill and explosiveness to a system.
Look, his reputation is that he's a hard ass, and that plays to a point with some guys, maybe not with other guys. But last year they came 26th in yards in the NFL, and of course they had the incompetent duo of Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, right, running their offense, and there you see it. So just bringing in Bill O'Brien's going to make all that better, Plax?
Lies. You do know that Bill O'Brien was the head coach of the Houston Texans before.
Mm-hmm.
And we can pretty much see how he imploded that whole organization. And I'm saying to myself, what toughness does he bring to the team and explosiveness when he's just reading plays off a call sheet?
Right.
What exactly is
it's
he
that
doing?
He doesn't tolerate, certain types of ball.
I can see the reason why he's saying he's bringing toughness to this team because they really don't have a passing game.
Right.
They're going to be a team with two tight ends on the football field, trying to control the clock, trying to manage the game with Macaroni Jones and run the football. He is not going to be one of those quarterbacks that's going to throw for 300 yards every weekend and 2 or 3 touchdowns. I think his number is probably $170, $180 on Sundays. If he throws for 200, then he's exceeded his expectations with this offense. But toughness, I can see in the running game. But when you speak of explosiveness, he doesn't have the weapons to really throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think this is old and staid, as they say, but people go, remember Bill O'Brien's the only guy other than Belichick that had the guts to yell at Tom Brady on a sideline, which, I mean, so what? Oh, he's yelling at Tom Brady. Big deal, like that makes him the greatest coach of all time. He's yelling at Tom Brady. Sometimes that happens in a game. He doesn't have Tom Brady on the sideline.
He does not.
Right. So if you yell at the greatest of all time, you're going to get it back. If he yells at Mac Jones, he might wet himself.
Hey, look, Bill stepping in between Bill O'Brien and Tom. Like, wait a minute, Bill, you're wrong.
Right.
I mean, that's Tom you're talking to.
You're yelling at the wrong dude.
Right, you're yelling at the wrong guy.
He's going to say that to Mac Jones.
Yeah, go look at yourself in the mirror.
But I like what you're saying. This is going to be a team that's going to try to win games, 17-14.
It's going to be tough, man. It's really going to be tough.
It's going to be great to watch, isn't it?
It is.
You hate the Patriots.
I hope they go 1-16.
Yes. Let's go.
I have to be honest.
Finally, something me and Plax agree on.
We did it.
Which doesn't happen very often.
No, it does not. All right. Maybe we could get together one weekend and watch them lose and eat some beignettes.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, we have an agreement. We do not spend any time outside of work together, unfortunately. Let me go to second in football. It's in his contract, not mine. LA Chargers GM Tommy Telesco talking about Justin Herbert, who they just gave $200 and like a gazillion dollars to. Talked about how he knew the first day he showed up that one day he was going to get the big payday. Listen to this.
I think after the rookie year, we knew, hey, look, this is going to be a guy for us long term. This kind of came up a while ago. Again, it's a good problem to have, to know you have a franchise quarterback for the next 7 years minimum right now.
I mean, he's right, and they paid him, but now you got to win. He's made the playoffs only once, and of course they had that second half collapse against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But as far as the annual salary, he wins. Those three guys, take Aaron off that just for a moment. Wow. The three young guys that re-signed new deals, each guy beat the other guy. Lamar beats Jalen by $1 million, and then, of course, Herbert beats him by $500,000.
I mean, listen, he's been the guy since day one, like he just said. He's been rewarded for being a quarterback that he is. And it's just tough to look at that list, those average salaries, annual salaries of quarterback, and you look at Patrick Mahomes and you're saying to yourself, this guy might be underpaid.
Which is crazy considering 10 years, $450.
Which is being the best player in football. And you look at those top 5 salaries and you're just saying, wow. And shortly, Joe Burrow will be the highest.
Yeah, it's funny. Joe Burrow and Patty Mahomes, of the young studs in the NFL, are the only two guys that have publicly talked about, understanding that if I take a little less than what I know I can get, maybe it helps me keep my core group of talented guys on the roster. Now, Patrick Mahomes has not yet redone his deal. He will at some point in the next year or so. And we all believe that Joe Burrow will get his new deal done this year. It'll be interesting how much those guys just pay lip service to it. And, Tom Brady did it for a number of years, taking less than you can get so we can re-sign guys or bring in free agents. Aaron Rodgers just did it. Although he's made so much money in his career, it's easier to do it. I wonder what Burrow does.
You know what? I would say it has more to do with the organization. Okay, you just talked about the New York Jets organization. Compare the Kansas City organization to the New York Jets.
Yes.
So Patrick Mahomes goes in the record and he says that I'm going to take less money. But look at the players that are going in and out of the roster, and Andy Reid continues to put a offense on the field that can produce at the highest level because he has
no doubt about that.
Mahomes.
Yep.
Will Joe Douglas, who's flexing his muscles, as you say, can he put the pieces around Aaron Rodgers like Andy Reid would do?
Sure.
So they can get to a Super Bowl.
And the interesting thing, just to go one more step on the Kansas City part, is they have not brought in rock star free agents because they assume, much like Brady, that Mahomes is going to turn guys into rock stars.
He does. Look at Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
Look at him. He was here. Now he's in Kansas City. The guy's a rock star. They let go of McCole Hardin Jr. Now he's in the New York Jets.
Right.
Let's see if he has the same production that he had in Kansas City here in New York.
Yep, no doubt about it. All right, let's go to third in football. Dan Campbell, everybody's favorite head coach quote machine. You might remember a year ago, Dan Campbell said during an interview that he really wanted to bring a live Tony Montana-style lion on the sideline of games because that, of course, is their mascot. They are the Detroit Lions.
But what?
He was asked about that again on the Pardon My Take podcast earlier this week, and I think we have audio of it. We don't. Great. All good anyway. Here's the
what audio are you looking for?
Huh?
Well, I mean, what
the lion roar?
He wants a lion.
No, I thought there was audio of Dan Campbell telling the story, which I'm not going to have to tell you, which is that he went to the owner of the Lions and said, "Can I have a real lion?"
That sounds like a Dan Campbell thing.
Hang on. The owner of the Lions said, "Yeah." So then they went to the NFL, and the owner of the Lions said, "Look, I want to make sure this fits NFL protocol."
Yeah.
You know, I saw Snowflake on the sideline of Dolphin games.
Wait a second.
I want to have a live lion on the sideline of Lions games.
Wasn't this a plot point in semi-pro and the lion got loose?
Well, the NFL said no.
No way! I can't believe it.
Hey!
The lion tamer. Why the hell would you want a live lion? Can you imagine if this thing got loose during a football game?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Shorts.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I do look handsome riding that, taming that lion.
You got to work on those calves,
Thank you for that. By the way, could you imagine a live lion there? And like you go in and score. You're like, do I want to catch that ball or not?
Could you imagine a live lion getting loose in the football stadium?
By the way, that would be the highest rated game in the history of the NFL.
I'm tuning in.
Yeah, I hope it's on Fox. Yeah. Like Thanksgiving Thursday, Lions, Bears, and we have a live lion on the sideline.
Well, they got to bring a live bear if that's the case.
Dan Campbell,
Bring out that sun bear from China.
That dude will take that helmet off so fast.
Hey, Dan Campbell has said some things, man. He's just not really stable. You know, he came out when he got the job and he said that we want to take on a relationship as a city. We're going to be scrappy. We're going to be physical. We're going to be biting kneecaps.
Yeah, he did
Who
say
the hell
that.
is biting kneecaps in Detroit?
I don't know.
And now he wants a live lion on the sideline.
Yeah, that'd be intimidating. You can't deny that. If you were a little post pattern into the end zone and you saw a lion, you might say, "Not today."
Just across the goal line, and then go back to the sideline. But man, a real live lion.
He did confirm that. He asked, and the owner said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And the NFL had to tell them, you can't have live farm animals.
Who the hell is selling lions?
And where's a lion of farm animals?
I got a guy.
You got a guy?
I got a guy.
Wait. What
we can talk later. If you want a lion for the kids, let me know.
I don't want a lion.
I'm letting you know. If you want a lion, a boa, tiger, a zebra, I get whatever you want.
What farm did you go to where there was just a lion hanging out?
You think I'm a loose lipped? I ain't telling you where I get it from. You just put cash on the table, you have a lion tomorrow. That's all. You have a rooftop deck. You want a lion for
Not
it?
really.
Okay, then there you go.
Don't do it.
But I can?
Can you imagine? It'd be so awesome.
It would be.
Yo, Plax, why'd you drop that ball on 3rd and 9? Did you see the lion right there?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm not surprised, though. It's Dan Campbell, Detroit.
There you go. 4th and football, I think we're up to now, yeah? 4th and football, George Pickens, young stud wide receiver, of course, with Kenny Pickett over there and the Pittsburgh Steelers, came out and said, I feel like I'm the best receiver in the whole world. I'm big, I'm fast, I run a 4.4. I hate this term catch radius. No one talks that way.
It's a thing.
But no one talks that way.
It's a thing.
Growing up, we were like, hey, Billy, I have a catch radius.
You never played football, so you wouldn't understand what a catch radius is.
I know what it is. It's a stupid comment, and normal people don't use it.
It's a circumference.
Yeah. You're thinking about it. Anyway, listen, I know some people are like, yo, why be so arrogant and cocky? I love it. Because you got to feel that way.
Absolutely. You got to feel that way. And he's exactly right. He's big. He's fast. He has a tremendous catch radius. He can get off the ground. He can do all the things that he just said. And if you want to be great in this business as a wide receiver, you have to think that you're the best wide receiver on the field every single day.
He actually,
and I love it.
He went on to say, I cut it off there. You don't put it back up.
That's not
too many words. I love it. Like I said, he did say, I feel like they should just give me the ball every down.
Hey, I
attitude.
want to play with that guy.
Yep, there you go.
I want to play with a guy like that.
There you go. He had 52 catches last year, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that's with, they had the rotating carousel quarterbacks. Those are big numbers for a rookie wide receiver with Mitch Trubisky before Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
And Pittsburgh scouting, man, they just continue to find gems in the draft.
Wide receivers especially.
And he is going to be something special in the years to come.
Yeah, I like it. And they're telling me flag on the play. We can redo 4th down. And I'm happy to do it because this is a good one. Damar Hamlin. Of course, you guys all know the Damar Hamlin story. Damar Hamlin, I think I've sound on this, talked about being back in pads on the roster and playing NFL football. It's pretty cool. Go ahead.
Vaughn's
in football, you can't hit that field with no hesitation. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in more danger by doing that. So you know what I mean? Like I said, I made the choice to play, but I'm processing 1,000 emotions. I'm not afraid to say that it crosses my mind of, being a little scared, here and there.
So there you go. So that's just an amazing story, great return. Obviously, the life-saving measures on the field by those EMTs. And all systems go. Got the green light from the doctors. And he's a young kid who wants to play football, and he gets to.
I think he's being honest, man. There will be sometimes in the games where he's going to be a little nervous.
Sure.
And I understand that because the physicality of his position will resume once they start playing games and tackling. But I'm just happy for him that he's able to resume his career.
No doubt.
And he made that decision to continue to play football. And he said his faith outwears his fear. So just good luck to him, man.
And from what most people say, I can't speak to, I have no experience doing it, is once you get through the first tackle, he's going to have to make a tackle on a guy. It might even hurt him to do it.
Have to make more than one.
Then he's going to, mentally you're like, all right, I got this, right?
There are going to be some collisions that he's going to have. And it may cross his mind for a split second, but I believe once he gets more and more comfortable, gets through a few games, makes some plays, I think he'll play. He'll react faster.
Well, look, it is a great story that we're talking about Damar Hamlin. He's still alive, and he gets to play football, so that's awesome. We got much more coming up, mid-show headlines, and a very important question considering Dak Prescott did it again yesterday. Another interception. Cowboys are in trouble after this.
Welcome back to the Carton Show on FS.
I'll get you a zebra if you want to barbecue a zebra. It's all good with me. Oh, I'm sorry, we're back.
Welcome back to the Carton Show on FS1. And if you want a zebra, Craig's got a guy.
I got a guy.
Also, headline number 1 on your mid-show headlines. Another day, another Dak interception, and it seems as though this is as bad as it gets.
Let me tell you something. That's a high school senior's throw right there. That's embarrassing.
Freshman.
Freshman. Thank you, Plax. You underthrew the guy that you're aiming for, who, by the way, is blanketed in coverage. You underthrow the guy by 5 yards. That's like a guy that's never played NFL football before or read a defense before. I know it's only training camp, but for a guy that came out and said, I am not throwing 15 interceptions this year, sorry, not sorry. We got to go to the big board now. Preseason interceptions. We got 1. We got 2.
Wait a minute. That P stands for practice. This not even preseason yet.
3. There you go. We're now at 3. They haven't even played a game yet. Yeah.
Dak has put this red target on his back when he did that interview and came out. He said he went for more than.
And then CeeDee Lamb came out and goes, "Good news, the offense is in his hands."
Everything is just magnified much more, man. And listen. He got to get it together real quick.
You think?
Yeah.
And that's one of those. There was other dudes running around, I'm sure, and he was like, "I'm just what are we doing?" Like, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm like, we are not signing you to an extension. I'll tell you that right now. Tell Zach Martin we got some money for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He didn't have any pressure. He was just sitting in the pocket.
Right. That's if I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm sick to my stomach. I feel your pain, Cowboy fans. I really do.
Yeah.
I do, because I've been a Jet fan a long time.
Okay, well, headline number...
Dude, last year, Zach Wilson couldn't throw a 5-yard screen pass. True story.
Okay.
I feel their pain.
We saw it.
I know what it's like to have a quarterback that can't throw the ball. You got one.
Wait. You know for a fact if he has a good season, the Cowboys are going to have a monster year, though.
Yeah, but Yeah. If. That's a big if.
Why is it a big if? He's had monster years before. He just had a bad year last year.
Dude, you can't, because this throw is unacceptable. Not that one.
That's a great throw.
There's no defense on that one. Why would we show that? That doesn't help the cause here at all.
Catch.
Right. This one. This is bad news right here.
That is bad news.
It's not good.
That's bad news. And look, and that we don't know what that defensive back is. It's like, I got you.
Yeah,
back.
it looks like they're playing quarter, half coverage, and I'm looking on the backside of the play. Look like this tight end is going to get open in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And he
wouldn't know it though, would he?
He would never know.
Nope. Listen, it's a problem now. For a guy that made that declaration, I'm not leading the league in interceptions. It doesn't look like you're going to live up to that, but you still have another month to go, I suppose.
Well, headline number 2, Aaron Rodgers on his contract restructuring. I wanted to make sure that...
Would you say that he's the most selfless giving player in the history of the NFL? Is that a fair comment?
Can Cody finish this read, please?
Well, here's the quote about him being so selfless. I wanted to make sure that somebody valuable came in, available, that we'd be able to get him. So that's the question. Is he the most selfless guy in the NFL?
When the New York Jets introduced Dalvin Cook at either at the Hall of Fame game on Friday or before that, you could then revert back to this segment and go, Craigie was right again. The most giving, selfless athlete who made it possible for the Jets to acquire other top-notch talent to help win a Super Bowl. Yes, and that's what's going to happen with Dalvin Cook. And he's only available to the Jets because of what Aaron Rodgers did.
As he is available to all the other teams in the league. But they haven't added anybody else yet, so we still got to wait.
Listen, he has not signed a contract yet. I can't deny that, but he's going.
Well, Friday is basically 72 hours, so we'll see by Friday.
Listen, they play on Thursday.
Yes.
Right? Hall of Fame game. He'll be on the sideline.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay, say it doesn't happen. Does Aaron Rodgers show that he's upset about it the same way that Diggs did about the whole D-Hop thing?
No, because the Jets would have privately explained to him why the deal didn't get done. And it's very clear at this juncture, he's a company man. He's not going to go against Joe Douglas publicly. So it's all good. And listen,
if it doesn't get done by Friday, I'll just politely walk upstairs and say, hey, man, I want my money back. That's what I would do.
But that's a very good point. You're not talking about your dude, you're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Give us and take us away.
Right. By the way, that'd be a great move. If Aaron Rodgers goes to Joe Douglas and goes, I took less to get that guy. Yeah. If you didn't get that guy, I want it back. Yeah.
There you go.
Good point.
That's a great idea.
Good point. But Aaron is not worried.
Well, that's just me. That's how I would handle it.
Yeah, by the way, I'm with you on that. Yeah, me first.
Well, first of all, it never would have happened, but keep going.
Aaron Rodgers did an interview yesterday, I think we've sounded it, about why he took less money. Is that the one you got? Sure, go ahead, play it.
Yeah, I'm getting paid a lot of money. I feel great about it. Also, team is going to be able to do some things.
What kind of things?
It's a win.
By the way, he is so popular already in the state of New Jersey that he has undercover, round-the-clock security outside of his house.
Not surprising.
Because people found out where he bought his house. I'm not going to say where because I'm not that
I
guy.
know where he bought his house.
Fair enough.
You want me to tell you where?
Yeah.
No, I won't do that.
Don't do that. You're not that either. But they've got
it's not far from me, though.
There you go. Maybe a little trick-or-treating this year.
A little golf?
Oh, yeah.
A little trick-or-treating.
Oh, yeah, I'm dropping it. Actually, that's the first place the kids go.
That's right.
He better have full candy
You
bars.
better have the big bars, Aaron Rodgers.
King-size bars.
Yeah. The Burrises are coming.
Yeah, the four pack of the Reese's Cups, the big ones.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, but people are now slow driving, past the house.
That's bad.
I'm not even sure if he moved in yet. I know he bought the place and he's got security outside, like plainclothes cop type of stuff, because people know where he bought the crib, and if it's 35 miles an hour, they're driving at 2.
Oh, it's a lot slower than that where he lives.
Yeah. Hoping to see Aaron Rodgers, so he is now a full-fledged member of the New Jersey Mafia. All good. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Headline number 3, Patrick Mahomes on chasing Tom Brady. Here the quote says, Tom has the ultimate goal at 7. Can Mahomes actually get to 7 or even exceed 7 in what the future of his career could be?
I know it's not you asking me.
I know.
It's producers. That's the dumbest question I've ever heard. Can he surpass 7?
Can he?
No, he can't. No.
I mean, I can say 4. 4 is close to 7.
By the way, if you want to say 4 is close to 7, although it's 6.
It's closer to other numbers.
Yeah.
Well, it's only 27 years old.
It's closer than 2.
It is.
It's close. That's true.
He's got like 10 years left on his deal. He's only 27 years old.
Obviously, there's nobody else that's got the goods to do it but him.
Look at this.
And I would never count him out because we've just seen him pull rabbits out of his rear end too many times to count him out. That being said, people forget Tom Brady went a decade without winning a Super Bowl. A decade.
What?
So, yes, he went a decade between Super Bowl wins, okay? Mm-hmm. So the notion that there's, 29 other teams are never going to be good enough to win a Super Bowl, hard to buy that.
I mean, like I said earlier, you look at those numbers that you just put on the screen. If Patrick Mahomes continues to perform at that level and that rate, he will pass Tom Brady in less than 20 years. Will he get to 7 Super Bowls? I don't know, but Patrick, man, just be Patrick. I mean,
and by the way, we talk about legacy a lot. You're a Super Bowl champion.
His legacy is
sad.
being put right in front of him.
Yeah, like he is going to go down. If he retired today, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. His legacy is intact. Now it's just about the accolades and the awards. Does he throw for more yards than anybody? Does he throw for more touchdowns than anybody? Probably on those two. I think we're on the same page. Yes and yes. But now you're saying, can he win as many titles? That's like saying, can Michael Jordan in his prime, pass Bill Russell? It's just not realistic, and it's not a fair barometer of ultimate success to hold him to. It's not.
I think he can win maybe another Super Bowl, maybe 4, and you can submit him as being the greatest quarterback to ever play.
It'd be a good debate.
He doesn't have to get to 7.
No, he does not. I agree.
To solidify.
He does things Brady could never do athletically. We know that. Listen, he's at 2. That's a key number.
Yes.
Separates a lot of the winners, right? Mm-hmm. You get to 3, you can't count on 2 hands the dudes who won 3 or more, right?
Separates himself from Aaron Rodgers.
He's already separated from Aaron. Yeah. He's won twice as many as Aaron Rodgers. He's tied with Eli right now, right? So I think getting to 3, boy, that's Troy Aikman, right? Yeah. That's more rarefied air. I know Steve Young's on the list, but to be fair, he got when he didn't play. So let's be fair about it, right? But you get to 3 or beyond, it's Mount Rushmore stuff. It just really is.
It is.
Well, headline number 4. It is.
But sorry to interrupt, but
of course,
because we always got to make these comparisons because we're not.
What comparisons?
It's like it bothers me because I hate the stupid argument of LeBron and Michael. I hate it. It's stupid. I will never do it on this show ever. If they make me, I quit. I'll never do it. Okay. All right?
Let's do it tomorrow.
Okay, let's do it tomorrow. So who do you think's better?
Let's do it tomorrow.
I'm not participating in a stupid conversation like that. I got enough stupid conversations.
Let's go, Ryan.
Let's make it happen tomorrow. But it's like Brady, Mahomes. It's a stupid conversation.
It's always going to be there, though. It's always going to be
not on this show. Yeah. Not if I'm doing it. We're not. They're both great. Why can't we just accept the fact that they're both great?
They are.
And we're blessed to have watched them play and for you to have beaten them.
Right.
Because think about it.
Just like Otani.
He could have 9.
Huh? Who?
If the New York Giants didn't stand in the way and get a couple lucky plays, he's got 9.
But we all know that would never happen.
Yeah, 9.
He's lost 2 already.
Yeah.
And he's never playing again, so he would never get 9.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
You can also make the argument he should have lost 5 of the ones he won. So it goes both ways with Tom Brady. But he is the GOAT. Mahomes right now, number 2. Go ahead.
Headline number 4.
Because I'm just teasing.
It is August 1st, and the Yankees are in last place, despite being only 3.5 out of a wild card spot. Yeah. But, Craig, this is the first time in August 1st they've been in last place since 1990. And for full context, Craig, this is what you looked like in 1990.
You have a picture of me in 1990? Yeah, put it up there.
Oh, wow.
He had a mullet.
That is handsome Craig.
Handsome Craig. Look at that. Wow. Let me tell you something. We call that ladies' man.
Yeah.
That's what we call that. Handsome Craig.
Yeah,
knocking him down in Syracuse like bowling pins. Boom.
Plax 1990.
The Plaza Raiders.
Yeah.
I was number 1.
Look how soft you're with that with the collar. With the collar.
I had the EST, the funky dividend.
That's a good haircut. We got to bring that haircut back, man.
The greatest man alive, man.
There I am. That's right. That's me.
Really?
That picture board is unacceptable.
Oh.
Yeah, I know what Cody Decker's doing. Let's get off that picture. Let's get off that picture quick.
It's a great photo. I'm cuddling with my dog.
Okay.
What do you mean okay?
Oh, listen, let's just get off that Santa Monica. Yeah, they were different in California. I don't know what they do out there in the 90s. That's crazy. Anyhow, what else you got?
Your Yankees are in last place. How does that make you feel?
I'm pissed off about it, to be honest. I'm pissed because we're making excuses for guys not living up to their contract. And that's what Aaron Boone's doing when he talked about the game the other night where they got struck out 18 times, and he goes, but the other guys really battled.
It was ugly.
Right? You got this weird thing with Domingo Germán last night where he was supposed to start for the Yankees. They scratched him because he had some type of armpit discomfort, which is obviously concerning. And then in the fifth inning, they're like, here comes Domingo Germán.
Which makes no sense.
And I'm like, what?
Which makes no sense.
He got scratched.
He cut himself shaving.
I don't know what happened.
It was weird.
Then you got Anthony Rizzo's hit 1 home run in 3 months.
It's been brutal.
Aaron Judge gets walked 3 times and strikes out. The pitching stinks. They got no bats. And they got a trade deadline today. At 6 p.m. And I don't follow it close enough to tell you who's available, who they should get. So I'll lean on you for that. But the Yankees right now in the moment, and I know it's easy to say, oh, well, they played so bad and they're only 3.5 games out. If they go on a winning streak, why would you think, just to be practical, that they're going to wake up tomorrow or today and start hitting the snot out of the ball?
I don't expect that, but they were 10-15 in July. It was a bad month for them.
Yes, it was.
And Judge was
I
out
don't
the
think
entire
they won
month.
a single series in
but
July.
But Judge was out the entire time. Now Judge is back. You can kind of get it back going.
Yeah,
in
but
August.
here's the thing. So I'm glad you brought that up. So Judge is back.
Yes.
Now I was crazy about him not playing Sunday because it made no sense. He's back. They need his bat in the lineup. But Tampa made a point yesterday. Doesn't matter that he's back. We'll just walk him. They walked him 3 out of 4 times last night.
That's the recipe for beating the New York Yankees. Is just to walk.
That's right.
It's tough.
And I don't think them just adding one person to the team today is going to change anything.
They need a lot more. Now, here's why Yankee fans are ripping their hair out, which is why I'm bald. Because this morning driving to work, I was going crazy. I'm tan, so it looks okay.
Yeah, you
but
are.
the reality is this. Hal Steinbrenner, the owner of the New York Yankees now, about 2 months ago, said this: Yankee fans are upset. I'm confused. This year being the 3rd week of June, why are Yankee fans so upset?
Well, that was 2 months ago.
You want me to walk you through it? How? Should I walk you through how it costs $18 for a 10-ounce beer?
It is expensive.
Should I walk you through how we haven't won a World Series since 2009?
Longest drought I think you guys have ever had.
Yes. Should I walk you through how the Baltimore Orioles are ahead of us?
First place.
You don't understand why Yankee fans are upset. Let me give you another example why they're upset.
Okay.
They struck out 30 times in the last 2 games, and their manager came out and said, we really battled in the non-strikeout
That's your boy,
at-bats.
though. That's your boy. Eric, wait. That is your boy, that manager.
Doesn't mean I
that
agree with
you're
everything he says.
Okay.
You know what? This tells me that the batting lineup is so bad that Sean Casey can't even fix them.
Correct.
So it has nothing to do with the coach. It's the players.
I agree with you. Aaron Boone, of course, takes all the beating on it, but Aaron Boone's not in the box trying to hit a fastball. These tools are. And it's unacceptable.
And for him to fire the batting coach and get a new one midway through the season, and it says a lot, and they're still striking out 30 times a game, that ain't good.
Look, they're 15 and 18 since Hal Steinbrenner made that quote. They're not going up, they're going down. And I know it's easy to say, all you got to do is get in. Look at the Phillies last year.
Yeah.
They got to a World Series. We're in striking distance. If we play a little bit better, we're going to get in. Here's the problem.
Okay.
There's no reason to think they're going to flip the switch and play better.
Well, they don't have to flip the switch. They're only 3.5 games out.
That's right.
Just win a few games.
They're very tough August schedule, Cody told us yesterday.
They do, but
right?
but you have to also keep in mind something. They haven't made a single move. Teams are making moves. The Rangers have made a ton of moves.
How come they haven't made any moves, Cody?
I don't know. All they've done this year is subtract Aaron Hicks, who's currently helping the Baltimore Orioles go to the playoffs.
To be fair, Aaron Hicks had to go. He was a 0 here and good guy. But he had to go. The fans hated him. He didn't play well.
Everybody that comes here and they relocate to other cities.
I have an answer for you.
And they just supersede everything that they did before.
I can tell you what, Plax, and you did something that not a lot of people can do. I'm going to give you a little compliment here. When a high-profile guy, you were a high-profile dude, right? Pro Bowl wide receiver coming to New York. Can he handle the big city? Can he make the big play on 3rd and long or in a Super Bowl or in 2-degree weather in Green Bay? You did. And that sets you apart. A lot of guys, really good guys and really good players come to New York and they can't handle it for whatever the reason might be. The pressure, the fans, whatever, the media, whatever it might be. And there's a collection of these dudes that currently wear the pinstripes for the New York Yankees. It makes me want to vomit in my mouth. The Baltimore Orioles are in first place. The Tampa Bay Rays own us. Ugh,
they do.
Disgusting.
Well, headline number 5.
And by the way, if the Yankees come out and go, leave us alone, we're in striking distance.
They are.
They should be fired for saying that.
Really?
And Aaron Judge should play every single game the rest of the season. We're only paying him $90 million a year. Jesus. Shut up, Dak.
That's a lot of cheese.
Headline number 5. The U.S. women's national team draws 0-0 with Portugal, finishing second in group to advance to the knockout stage. But again, they did not dominate the way everyone expected them to. Question for you, Craig, is the U.S. women's team in trouble?
Like, I'm not going to pretend that I follow women's soccer year-round. I don't. I follow the Olympics and I follow World Cup because it's just, high-level soccer. But I love Carly Lloyd. Carly Lloyd, a former rock star U.S. women's player who's now an analyst doing these games, I thought said it exactly right. They embarrassed themselves. And she was really ticked off. You'll see these comments go viral today for sure, that after the game, they were smiling and laughing and taking pictures of each other and posing like they had accomplished something. Now, I can't speak to, how good they are versus other countries. I'm not going to pretend I can. But if you're celebrating a 0-0 tie against a country that has never fielded a women's team in the World Cup before, your sensibilities are off, right? It's great to get to the next round. And I guess everything else doesn't matter now because you advance to the next round, which I think is now single elimination.
But it's soccer, though. It's still soccer. It doesn't matter if they advance to the medal round or the next round if it's a 0-0 or if it's 15-15.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the same thing as far as a draw.
Yeah, I think what bothered Carly.
Getting in the
and look, I'll lean on Carly Lloyd. She's the expert. We clearly aren't. Although I know soccer, I like soccer. If she comes out, these women are her friends. They're her colleagues. And if she's going to throw them under the bus the way she did early this morning, I respect that, and I'm going to go with that. They need to get their act together if the idea is to win their 3rd straight World Cup, and maybe they do.
But they still have opportunity to win it.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
yes, they do.
I wouldn't call it an embarrassment. I mean, nothing is guaranteed. You still have to go out there and compete no matter who it is.
Yeah, I guess they got lucky to even tie early this morning. Portugal hit a ball off the post in the waning moments of the game, and then the coach apparently made a substitution to try to play for the tie. Because the tie guaranteed them advancement into the Sweet 16 here. So from that standpoint, get your act together and let's go win another World Cup. And that's it.
That's it, and that is it for our mid-show headline.
Which means we probably got to take a break, I guess.
No, you can do whatever you want. Keep going if you want.
They just said I can do whatever I want.
What do you want to do?
I'd like to have a milkshake if that's possible. Is that doable?
Peanut butter
Maybe one with extra
smoothie
peanut butter? I'm an outdoors guy. I love camping. Hey. Look, all snuggled up with Daniel Jones, OBJ, Dak Prescott, and somebody else. All right, so let's start off, Plaxico Burris, with a video. Green Bay, Jordan Love. Jordan Love, Christian Watson. Cash.
Hey.
Yeah. Right in the breadbasket. And shockingly, Christian held on to it. So there you go. Quick thoughts on that.
Well, that's something we haven't seen before. Well, that's a great start. We know that Jordan Love can throw the football downfield.
Yeah. It's about a 35, 40-yard pass from when he lets it go to where it hits Watson right in the basket.
That's a very nice pass.
Yes, and a good catch. Good coverage there, too, but it shows that Jordan Love's got some touch on the deep ball. From there, let's go to New York or New Jersey. Daniel Jones. Look at that nice spiral. And newest member of the New York Giants, Paris Campbell.
Wait a minute. Why are we spinning the ball in practice? You know what? I want to see more of this on Sunday. I don't want to see you catching touchdowns and celebrating in training camp.
Yeah,
do this on Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys, and then I'll give you your flowers.
The only reason he made that catch is because Darren Waller was getting a water break. It was not allowed to have the ball thrown to him because apparently Daniel Jones is only throwing the ball to him. From there, let's go to Baltimore. Odell Beckham is back on the field, but can he catch the ball? Oh, come on.
Wait.
Wow.
He still got it.
Yeah.
He still got it.
That is OBJ right there against Marlon Humphrey. Still got it there, Plax.
Great play, great concentration. You might not understand this, but he actually did this on purpose. Because he knew that the defender was in front of him. He was going to try to tip the ball. He tipped the ball back to himself.
He tried to
because
make
the defender was going to intercept the ball. He actually did that on purpose.
I think he got his hand on the ball to stop the interception.
No, to tip it back to himself.
I don't
Look
think
at
he
the
did
video.
that. I think he's trying to do an OBJ. I got it. One hand,
he
just
tipped
like
it back
that.
to himself.
Anyhow, let's go from there to Dallas. Dak Prescott looking for Brandon Cooks.
That's it.
Is he going to get picked off?
Here it is. That's the deep ball we were talking about, baby.
There you go. Called back for holding, so it doesn't count. But yeah, so Dak Prescott, nice little move there at the 40. That'll never happen in a real NFL game because Dak would have been sacked by the time he threw that ball. But good to see a deep ball not get intercepted.
Yeah.
And that brings us to CeeDee Lamb.
Oof.
Of course, the best wide receiver on the Dallas Cowboy roster.
Nice.
And CeeDee Lamb talked about a little warning to all opposing defenses this year. Here's CeeDee Lamb.
He's a great teammate. He's very aggressive. And the way he wants to win. I mean, that's everybody. And he's looking for the deep ball now. And, man, as you see today, is up there. So if you're not going to back up, this is a warning to everybody. If you're not going to back up, good luck.
Yeah, he was talking about Dak Prescott, of course. I thought when he was talking about Dak, he was going to send a warning to defensive backs to make sure they had their pass-catching gloves on.
Right.
Because they're going to have a lot of opportunities for interceptions, but I was wrong.
Hey, listen, as I've always said this, you can neutralize speed, but you can't neutralize size.
You've always said that? That's your quote?
Hey, look at Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Look at his catch rate, which you don't like.
I hate the term.
And Daniel Jones throwing him the football in situations. And you look at a guy like CeeDee Lamb saying, if you don't back up, it's a warning. You know what teams are going to do? They're going to back up. And they're going to keep everything in front of them.
Right.
Then what you going to do?
Yeah.
And then you had Jerry Jones complaining that you're not doing your job.
Right.
There
So
you
he
go.
should have just zipped the lip and maybe not tell people what to look for.
You don't have to warn anybody. Go out there and get it done.
Meanwhile, I should mention that the Cowboys were top 10 in the NFL in 20-plus yard plays and 20-plus yard touchdowns last season. They had a big play offense, and yet everyone said Kellen Moore wasn't the right guy. So now it's Michael.
It was his fault. It was Dak's fault.
There you go. And speaking of the Cowboys, Jerry Jones likes to talk at training camp, which we all appreciate. And Jerry said, we are going to be in on our game. We're going to be improved from where we were last year. Look, last year they crossed the major hurdle. They won a road playoff game, albeit against the old and ugly Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But the win still counts. And they fought against San Francisco in the divisional round of the playoffs. But he's sending something out there, a little message to the Eagles, to the Giants, and to the Commandos. And that is, don't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. We got what you're looking for.
I mean, they are a good team. But the question for the Cowboys every year is that can they put it together when it matters? And they have the defense to get it done. They probably have the MVP in defense this year, and Michael Parsons. You have Trayvon Diggs. You add Brandon Cooks to the team. He's healthy. They should be more explosive on offense, but can they get out of the NFC?
And think about this from a Dallas Cowboy perspective. Since 1996, so that's 27 years, they have 5 playoff wins total of 5.
And have not been to one conference championship.
Right. No conference titles, no Super Bowl appearances, second worst playoff win percentage based on a minimum of 10 games. That's a lifetime without any huge success that Jerry Jones thought he was going to have a lot of when he first bought the team all those years ago, right?
That says 1996. I was just graduating high school, so that was definitely a long time.
Long time ago. Long time ago. Cody wasn't even born yet.
Stop with the long. Stop with the long.
No,
One long was good enough.
Are you 50 yet?
Not the long.
When do you turn 50? You are 50. Oh, wow. Old man Plax.
I turned 46 in a couple weeks.
You're going to be 46 coming up? And I should mention, and I have to do this, in case you are just tuning in, breaking news out of Detroit. Dan Campbell did confirm in an interview earlier this week that it's true that he did want a live, real lion on the sideline of all Lions home games. He went to the team owner. She said, sounds good to me. She's also 90-something years old. And then they went to the NFL. And Roger Goodell hung up on them. And then they called back and said, it's not a prank call. We really want to know, are we allowed to have a chained-up lion on the sideline of games? He said, no, you are not.
Right.
So Campbell was very upset about that. He had plans for that lion. He was going to ride him on and off the field for Lions home games.
He's got to be very majestic.
Well, I'm just saying, how cool would that be? Like, if every team had their mascot on the sideline, right? Mm-hmm. That'd be badass, right?
Yeah.
Like a bear in Chicago.
Or a cardinal in Arizona.
A cardinal.
Just one lone bird.
A raven in Baltimore.
Okay.
Looking around, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And a giant. Like Paul Bunyan on the sideline of Giants games. Man, I'd be intimidated.
You know, I have always been fascinated by this whole War Eagle thing that they got down in Auburn.
Okay.
They're the Tigers, but I never understood the War Eagle thing. They bring the bird out, and he flies across the stadium and he comes back.
Yeah.
But why are you the Tigers? But it's like
Not quite sure.
But it is good to see though.
Then you'd have Vikings and Raiders. It'd be awesome. Like just have a scrum with all those different mascots. I think it'd be great. I think Dan Campbell's onto something, and I can see Fox broadcasting it. And I'd like to do the play-by-play. I think it'd be fantastic. I really would. I think it'd be awesome if we can make that happen. I'd appreciate it. All right, coming up, we've got a new sheriff in town, and his name is Darren Waller. We will explain right after this on FS1. Handsome pants, first in football. Look at Matt Stafford taking like a man right there. That's, of course, the great defensive star, Nick Bosa of San Francisco. John Lynch came out and said, man, I don't like not having Bosa around. Play it.
I don't like this. I don't like not having one of our best players here. We've got a really good track record that I'm proud of as a group of having our players in. But I also understand it and understand that we're going to have to exhibit some patience and understand that ultimately this thing will work out. I'm very confident in that.
Well, look, Nick Bosa is a contract holdout right now. He's an unrestricted free agent next year. He's supposed to make $17 million this year. So if you're San Francisco, you're one of the highest paid dudes in the entire league. But if you're Nick Bosa, understanding injuries and the sport you play, you don't want to go out there in a lame duck year without some guaranteed money long term beyond this year. There is no doubt this contract is going to get redone before the start of this season. It has to.
I don't think Nick Bosa has anything to worry about getting an extension from the 49ers. Obviously, he's one of the best in the business at his craft. And I would say that out of any general manager in the league outside of John Elway, John Lynch understands the business side of it because he was a former player.
Sure.
And he understands the physicality and everything that we go through week in and week out to put that good product on the football field. So John is going to be more receptive to it and be patient, but the deal will definitely get done.
And remember, San Francisco did right by him in that they didn't franchise him. You know, they picked up that fifth-year option, of course, which got him the $17 million. But if you look at the first 4 years of his career, while he didn't make chump change, he didn't make the big-time money, and this is his one shot to really do it. They will sign him. It'll be a mega deal, and I think John Lynch is kind of alluding to the fact we know what we got to do.
I mean, listen, he's the best in the business, so John Lynch knows what he has to get done. If the 49ers want to continue to compete in the NFC and to get back to the
he's got to be there.
And maybe the Super Bowl, he definitely has to be on his team.
Yep. Listen, I get both sides. A deal will absolutely get done. I don't think there's any doubt about it. In the meantime, he does get fined $50,000 a day. We go to second of football, Sterling Shepard. I love Sterling Shepard. Great dude. Unfortunately, injured a lot in his Giants career. But he's taking a look at that guy right there, Darren Waller, who's a man-child for the New York Giants. Matter of fact, Danny Jones won't even throw the ball to anybody else when Darren Waller's on the field because he's like 7'11". Hey, he's always open.
It's a luxury when you have a guy like Darren Waller. It's like this new toy that Daniel Jones is playing with. He said, oh, man, listen, I don't have to be as accurate as I have to be to throw the guys who
Eli used to say that all the time.
To 5'3".
Yeah.
And look at this. Nobody has seen that from the New York Giants in a very long time, and it's refreshing.
Look at the size
that you
difference.
got a guy that you can just throw the ball up to. You know he's going to make a play.
I will say this. The Giants' defense, though, can't stop him. They've been struggling. He literally is open and gets the ball every single play.
Man, this is like pitch and catch, man. This guy's 6'7", 6'8", 260 pounds, freak, go up and get the ball.
Yeah, just got to stay healthy.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Here's Sterling Shepard about watching the freak play football for the New York Giants. Go ahead.
That boy. That boy's something special. You know, I was telling people today, I'm like, I don't even like for people to be on Wall's back. Like, you know, they got a tight coverage and they want to make a breakup, but don't jump on my man's back. That boy's a monster. You see him go up and get that ball the other day? I was telling DJ, I was like, man, look, that thing would have been sailing over my head. That boy Wall came out of nowhere. He looked good, though. He's great. He's a freak.
Yeah, he is a freak. By the way, last year the New York Giants passing offense was 26th in the league.
Yeah, Shep was probably running for the ball underneath Darren Waller. He was looking at that can't be for me. And he was like, that can't be for me.
Yeah, Sterling is not a very tall dude, especially in comparison to 6'6".
I love him to death, but he is not.
Good dude. All right, third in football, Jags wide receiver Christian Kirk, who's kind of the forgotten man now that Calvin Ridley showed up in Jacksonville, talked about how he thinks Jacksonville can have a top offense in the AFC, if not the entire NFL. Go ahead.
Most definitely, and I think that's the goal. You know, we step on this field to be the best offense in the league, and that's our mindset.
I feel bad that he's balding at such a young age, but he is a very, very good. Well, I mean, he is. He's not balding.
I was looking at the man's hairline. I was listening to the interview, but you always tend to take the worst thing from the video or the interview.
Excuse me for a moment. Why is being bald the worst thing, Plax?
They just showed you. They just showed you had the Just for Men going on, and nobody said that. So let that man live.
He's a really good wide receiver, Christian Kirk, and based on the fact that they did have a great, final 2 months of the season last year, win a playoff game. It appeared like Trevor Lawrence. The light bulb went off. He figured it out. He's a legit, a top-notch NFL quarterback. Very well coached team. You've got depth at wide receiver now. You're in a bad division. Jacksonville's going to make some noise.
I wouldn't say they're in a bad division, but I can see the Jacksonville Jaguars winning the AFC South ahead of maybe the Tennessee Titans. You add Calvin Ridley Jr., you have Christian Kirk, you have ETN. Defensively, they're probably a top 10 defense. But offensively, I think that Trevor Lawrence has continued to take strides if he wants to be that elite quarterback to take them to the next level.
Let's go to third in football right now. Everybody loves the work ethic of Jalen Hurts. How about the motivation? That picture of Jalen walking off the field as a Super Bowl loser is the photo he uses on his cell phone when it's locked. So every time he goes to his phone to unlock it, to make a call, to send a text, to get an email, he reminds himself that he's a loser. And I like that. That's the kind of focus you want from a young player, and you don't always get it.
I mean, it's constant motivation. I mean, he's a great young talent. He's continued to get better. and he said it was the worst moment of his career.
Yeah.
He played an absolutely phenomenal game.
People forget how good a game he had.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But you can't just put it all on yourself. But that motivation, that chip on his shoulders will continue to make him better.
Yeah, and the two biggest plays in that Super Bowl, unfortunately for him, his fumble, which was returned, obviously a touchdown, and then, of course, the holding on Bradbury. But Jalen Hurts has got nobody to apologize for. They put 35 points on the board, and he had a great season and a great playoff run, too. And he seems like one of those guys where it's all business.
And I'll say this, 35 points in a Super Bowl is more than enough to win a football game. It just so happened they ran into the Kansas City Chiefs.
Exactly right. All right, good news that we have your late show headlines coming up, which includes the fact that we have a clock. I think we have a clock. We have like 48 hours to go until the Jets start their flexing on America as the greatest football team in the NFL. That and much more coming up right after this.
Welcome back to the Carton Show on FS1. Time for your late show headlines. And headline number one. Look
at that.
48 hours away.
What is that called?
That's called tantric exercise.
Oh, man.
Hey, that is a downward dog right there. I know that is.
That's why we don't have cheerleaders anymore.
48 hours away, Craig, and you've been demanding a clock down and a countdown for this for a while.
Yeah.
We got you a gift. We got you a clock.
You got me.
Oh, look at that.
That's the worst clock I've ever seen.
But we got you a clock.
But it's a clock. It's okay. 2 days, 8 hours, 15 minutes, and 5 seconds. Till the New York Jets start their run to a Super Bowl.
Oh,
Hey,
sure.
That's a lot of numbers up there.
That is an accurate clock, though. Thursday night, of course, you get the Hall of Fame game. And by the way, Darrelle Revis and Joe Klecko, 2 Jets, are getting in to the Hall of Fame this year, which is great. And I know we're not going to see Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
I lost my request. I talked to Robert Sala about it. He goes, "You're crazy if you think I'm playing Aaron Rodgers in the Hall of Fame game."
I told you that.
And I go,
but you didn't believe it.
I go, they called me crazy.
You didn't believe me.
I even said, Robert, listen, after he shanked another draw fairway wood, I go, listen. I go, here's the deal. You have to announce your presence. And you do that by playing your starters, scoring a couple quick tutties, and then saying, all right, now you got to come chase us because we're the Jets. And he goes, no. And your ball's in the woods. So he wasn't wrong about either of those things.
No, it was not.
But listen, for all of us, whether you're a Browns fan, a Jets fan, a Hall of Fame type guy, this is the moment where it's on. NFL football is back Thursday, Jets-Browns Hall of Fame game. Come on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Did you ever play in a Hall of Fame game?
I did not.
No,
He was too good to play in it.
Because you decided not to go to it, or because you were not a team that played?
Because the teams that have players going into the Hall of Fame are the 2 teams that are being selected.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So why do you think they call it a Hall of Fame game?
No, I know where the game is.
Revis is going into the Hall of Fame,
I know
and so is Joe Klecko.
I know,
so
but
what
that's not why
they do
they
is
picked the Jets and the Browns.
Yes, they do.
I don't know about
every team that plays. They have teams going into the Hall of Fame.
Players going in, is that right?
Right.
I'm going to have to fact check.
Yeah, this is why Pittsburgh played when Jerome went in, and I was in Arizona. I forget who went in for them, but that's why they call it the Hall of Fame game. Because players are actually getting inducted.
Listen, they play at a high school stadium. That's a high school stadium they play at. And I didn't know that, but great. Awesome. I just thought since it's in Canton and it's the weekend dudes get into
players are getting inducted.
Yeah, thus the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
I know you got to be a franchise that had one of the guys getting in. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why are you
Well, there you go. Thank you for that, Plax. I learned something today.
Yeah, but are you still excited for this game?
Sometimes you just got to be.
You know, it's funny. When I was on the radio in Cleveland way back in the day, 1992 to 93, I got a phone call from the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, okay? They were fans of my radio show. All right, I was 22 years old. They asked me to speak at the Hall of Fame luncheon. I'm the keynote speaker at the Hall of Fame luncheon. True story, right? 22 years old. I drive my car from Cleveland down to Canton, Ohio, right?
What kind of car
I
did you
show up, huh?
What kind of car did you
I was driving a Chevy Caprice Classic, all right?
Oh,
there
what
you
a
go.
car. What an automobile.
I show up at the Hall of Fame. I'm blocking on the gentleman's name who used to run it, Joe something or other. And I knock on the door, whatever, go in his office, and he goes, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm your keynote speaker. You invited me to come." And he had no idea that I was a kid. I was 22. And his face turned white. I was wearing a golf shirt and khakis. Everyone else is in a jacket and tie. And he had to go through with it. So I gave the keynote address.
Did you bomb it?
No, I did a great job.
Oh.
I gave the keynote address at the Hall of Fame luncheon, and they were so upset. And there's like 40 Hall of Famers in there and sponsors, whatever. And I felt it in my soul.
So basically, he had never met you before, right?
He heard me on the radio.
Right. So your voice was sounding basically like what it is now at like 50 years old.
Yeah, and it's like it's pre-internet, so it's like you could look me up or Google me or anything, right? And I felt it in my soul, looking around the room, guys going, "Who the hell is this kid?" And my whole speech, I'll never forget it. Because you have to come up with the speech, and they want you to talk for like a half an hour. The whole speech was that players need to do a better job getting along with the media.
Wow.
Wow.
And you got your big break.
That was it.
I mean, you did a good job.
Yeah, what else you got there, Carl?
That's it for our late show headline.
Well, that is a true story, by the way, and we are 2 days away from the Hall of Fame game. Coming up, we got Aaron Rodgers talking about the New York Jets getting Dalvin Cook and maybe others. Dak Prescott's disappointing all the Cowboy fans, and like you're to spike it right after this on FS1. Before we wrap it up today, let's look at the best quarterback in football slow motion so you can really enjoy it and take it for what it's worth. Aaron Rodgers is a tight, perfect spiral. But who does he throw the ball to? Oh, Alan Lazard. First down, Jets. And just for good measure, why don't we go to another brand new New York Jet from Kansas City, McCall Hardman. Aaron Rodgers likes to spread it around a little bit since Garrett Wilson wasn't at practice yesterday. Look at that thing of beauty. Ba, 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 ba.
Well, you know what? I have one thing.
Touchdown!
I have one thing about the wide receivers for the New York Jets.
You don't like how they catch the ball?
No. Why are they wearing sleeves when it's 100 degrees outside?
I don't know. You probably did too.
No, you did not.
I'll find some video of you wearing sleeves.
I wore sleeves 2 times in 12 years.
Really? Green Bay.
And I wore them in 06 against Tampa Bay Buccaneers because I had a turf burn from here to here.
Really?
That I got
to protect your arm
before.
There you go.
Twice.
In your entire career. Pittsburgh, New York, Jets, the whole bit, right?
Cold, rain. 2 games.
Well, you're a man. You played when men were men.
But they're practicing with them. Come on.
I can't answer that. I have no idea why they do it. Maybe it makes them happy. I don't know. But I do know this. Aaron Rodgers and I was throwing dots all over the place at practice. He also did a bunch of interviews yesterday and came out and said, look, the reason I took less money is for the guy you saw here this weekend, Dalvin Cook. Now, I know a lot of people are going crazy. Oh, Dalvin Cook didn't sign. The Jets messed up. They lost Dalvin Cook.
You're going crazy.
I ain't going crazy because Dalvin Cook's going to be on the sideline of the Hall of Fame game in Ohio with the New York Jets. Right. That's what's going to happen. Remember when? Trust me, that's what's going to happen. And Dalvin Cook, I know, went home to Florida. He's packing his stuff. He didn't go home to talk to the Dolphins. He went home to get his cleats.
Are you talking about the same game you didn't even know why?
I didn't know how they picked the teams.
So listen, you say he's going to be on the sideline of the Hall of Fame game.
Yes.
So is it going to be Thursday or Friday? Make your mind up.
Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be there Thursday with the New York Jets, and it's going to be fantastic. And that's why Aaron Rodgers took less money to get guys like him if and when they become available.
He's not getting. He's not a $35 million running back. So
no,
I'm trying to figure out what the holdup is.
Well, they still have more money to spend on other guys if they need to do it. But here's what
all the guys are in training camp already.
Listen, Kareem Hunt's not in training camp yet. Just throwing out a random name.
There you go.
We don't need Kareem Hunt because we got Dalvin Cook, so we're good in that spot.
Which one is better at this point?
That's a very good question. Dalvin Cook's the obvious answer there. But here's the reality: when you get Aaron Rodgers and he takes less money, you at least are in the game. Mm-hmm. You can play the game and talk to guys like Dalvin Cook. The question for you is, do you agree with Dalvin that if he goes to the Jets, they immediately become super team?
I don't agree with Aaron Rodgers giving away $35 million. I would never agree with that. But If Aaron Rodgers has reached out to Dalvin Cook as many times as you say he has, they had him.
He
reached out in the building on Friday.
That's right.
Then it's time to put the pen to the paper and get the deal done.
My gut is that probably happens today. He joins the team Wednesday. They fly to Cleveland, and he's good to go.
I mean, the Miami Dolphins is right down the street. He's visiting family.
Yep.
They just may offer him a little bit more money.
Sometimes it's not a good idea for guys to play where they grew up. Sometimes it's not good to be home, be surrounded by your buddies, your family. Sometimes it's good to be a little separated from people in your life.
Hey, listen, I think if he has a choice to play at home, and the New York Jets, both teams offer him the same amount of money,
he goes to New York.
I guarantee you he would pick Miami.
Because of state income tax?
State income tax and playing at home.
Yeah, so you think you'd rather play with Tua than Aaron Rodgers?
If they offered him the same amount of money,
yeah,
he would play in Miami.
I think you're wrong about that, but we're going to find out.
I know I'm right.
We're going to find out.
I know I'm right.
We're going to find out.
Y'all going to find out.
Because you're going to be here the rest of the week.
Yeah, we'll find out how much the Miami Dolphins offer him, too.
That's right.
We'll find out
Thursday night, guess what? Sidelines of the Jets. Friday you come in, you're buying breakfast.
You'll be calling for a show on Saturday because he won't be on the sideline on Friday.
All right, before we get out of here for the day, I'll know something we call Like It or Spike It. You guys ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let me start you off with the next great NBA player, American-born player. Oh, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh,
okay.
Like it or spike
that. You gotta like that. That's serious handles right there.
I like it.
Yes.
I can't do that now.
Nobody on our staff could do that. We tried that this morning. Yeah, other than me, of course, but I don't count.
I'm talking about official size basketball.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. There you go, little Steph Curry.
Not bad.
You like that too, Cody?
Very much. Like it.
All right, Baltimore Ravens practice. Lamar Jackson comes running out of the tunnel. All the kids get 5. And one kid likes it more than anybody else.
Awesome.
Gotta like it. Gotta like it.
Love it. Like it, like it, like it.
All right, let me go out to San Francisco. People are questioning whether or not Trey Lance is a good quarterback. I think he answered the question with this throw.
Whoop. Just a bit outside.
I think we all agree, spike it.
Oh, spike it.
That's why.
That's Brock Purdy's team.
Yeah, that's why Trey Lance is the third quarterback on that team behind Sam Darnold. And then they're making me do this. This is against what I want to do, but it's not really my show. Me in 1990.
Yeah! Colloidal.
I like it.
How you doing? What's up? How
like
you doing?
Let's get that hair back.
Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Plax joins us again. Peace out.